What's going on, my friends? Today we're taking a look at the Draken Aoraki. I believe every other video on this watch is a sponsored or paid review, so I want to make it clear that I purchased this watch completely of my own free will. The reason why I'm saying this is because this watch is freaking awesome, and I don't want you guys to think I'm just saying that because I feel obligated to. Firstly, just off the design, this watch has got it going on. You'll never find me ever buying into Kickstarter or pre-sale watches just because that's not what I'm interested in, but in the case of the Aoraki, I could not help myself. I liked everything from the straightforward dial, the knurled offset crown, and the brushed finishing. Also, the advertised materials, movement, and dimensions were great. It's refreshing to finally see a watch that was designed by somebody who actually understands what a majority of watch enthusiasts want. Oftentimes you get a watch that is good one way but misses the mark in other areas. For example, you'll get a watch that looks good but has poor lume, or has great lume but is too expensive, or has all of the above but a mineral crystal, etc., etc. The Aoraki seemed to be well-rounded in all areas, and I had to put my order in. So does it meet expectations? I'm pretty sure I already spoiled the answer, but I think it's safe to say that at least for me, it has exceeded expectations. But I will share the details of the watch and you can decide for yourself if the Aoraki is for you. Starting off with price, MSRP is $400. I pre-ordered mine, so I was able to get it for $350, which I thought was a great price. At $400, I still think it's okay, but $350 is where it needs to be to really be considered a value beast. Here are the dimensions. I think it fits my wrist just right, and like I said before, I think whoever designed this has a keen understanding of what most watch enthusiasts are looking for. If I have to be nitpicky, I found the case thickness to appear a bit chunky. On paper, it's beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with a 12mm case height, but if we are to achieve perfection, then the case height needs to be 11mm or less. Other than that, it's super comfortable on my 7 3/4-inch wrist and doesn't take up too much space while still having an impactful presence. The Aoraki is powered by an 8000 series Miyota. This is where I think you might find the most criticism, however, it is a fully functioning workhorse of a movement. Also, for the price you're paying in relation to everything else you are receiving, an 8000 series Miyota is more than acceptable. With this movement, you're getting all the bells and whistles of hand winding, hacking, and 42 hours of power reserve. No date complication here, which I like. The movement is encased in an anti-magnetic enclosure, so what that means is the Aoraki comes out to being over 4 times as resistant to magnetic forces compared to your typical watch. While I have never had any issues with my watches being magnetized, it is a great protective feature for those that have had to deal with such things on a daily basis. For the rest of the hardware, there is a flat sapphire crystal, a stainless steel case, a screw-down crown, and a screw-down caseback. All of this is going to provide 100 meters of water resistance. Draken utilizes Viton gaskets, which are more robust and resilient to chemicals, which means the watertight seal will last longer so long as they are properly maintained. We've got Superluminova applied to every possible place that it needs to be on the dial, making this a very effective watch to use in the dark. Lume is also applied on the crown, which I think is a playful gimmick that adds a lot of character to the watch. The dial is pretty straightforward with no surprises. What I think makes the presentation so good is the brushed riot around the dial. It's very pronounced without being overbearing, and I think it just looks really professional and clean. There are several variations of hand styles, and I opted for the Zulu style, but I do like the fact that they allow for a variety of options. The crown is everything that I like about crowns. It's knurled, it's offset, and it's signed with the Draken logo. It's a functionally practical crown while also being aesthetically badass. Operation is solid, and it's a pleasant experience screwing it in and out. If I had to make one suggestion, I would move the crown from 4:15 to 4 o'clock. In my opinion, where it is now makes it a smidge too close to the lug. However, it does not really affect the crown operating experience. The caseback is just a brushed caseback with nothing else going on. It's appropriate for the overall style of the watch and well made. The caseback does come out a little bit on the bottom, and I think if they're able to figure out how to shave 2mm from it, then they could really make the overall thickness perfect. The Aoraki originally comes on a NATO style and leather bun strap. Both are great quality, and I find the canvas strap to be of a higher quality than your typical NATO straps that you buy on Amazon. I'm honestly never going to wear the bun strap simply because I refuse to combine wrist sweat and leather. However, the fact that you are given two different straps is still some excellent customer service. The finishing is brushed throughout and it looks so good. This watch is a tool watch through and through and will look better and better over time. This is a watch that is begging to get scuffed and scratched. Some watches look like shit with scratches, but this one will not. The Draken text on the side may be a buzzkill for some, but I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with some branding so long as it's not overly decorative. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the Aoraki. I really wanted to hate on this watch just because I think there are too many wannabe microbrands, but there's nothing to hate here. There's nothing wannabe about it. It's a watch that satisfies every single criteria that you could possibly conjure up, and any improvements that can be done are purely subjective. If I can only subjectively criticize a watch, then frankly that's a win in my book. And like I said before, I feel like this watch was designed by a genuine enthusiast. You can tell immediately upon opening the package that the designer gets us. You can see proof of this by the included waterproof testing results. I can't think of any other brand that provides this, but it's something that watch nerds live for, and the fact that Draken includes it is a beautiful thing. So that's all I gotta say for now. Hopefully I was able to introduce you to a new watch, or at least show you some different angles that you hadn't seen before. If you haven't already, a subscribe is always appreciated, and I encourage you to drop a comment to continue the discussion. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Bye.